I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna...
I don't really care what you wanna do, clapping your hands and dancing. Today we're here to talk about how much you should spend on a pickleball paddle. My teeth, gotta look good for the tubes. All right, well, we're back, and before we get started, let's talk about who won last week's giveaway. Joe Ibarra, you're the man. Joe caught me pointing at the bottom of my water bottle in the last video. We're just glad that you're following along. It says vote for Pedro. I'm sorry, I thought it was funny. Anyway, if you'd like to win, all you have to do is look for a hidden gem in any one of our videos. We do it every week. Leave a comment below. The first person to guess what the hidden gem is, we'll announce the next week's video, and you can win. Okay, let's get into the video. Okay, there we go. As previously stated, this video is designed to help you pick a pickleball paddle based on price. Sure, there's other things that you could talk about.
Circumference, handle length, width, surface materials, core types.
It goes on and on and on and on.
But hey, maybe you're somebody that's new to pickleball and you really don't know all that stuff and you really don't care. Or maybe you're an intermediate player that's never paid more than, call it like $90 for a paddle. Or maybe you're a 4.0 plus player that's never spent a lot of money on a paddle, but you're considering getting dirty. Again, this video is for you. We're about to jump in 3 variables that you should consider when buying a pickleball paddle that I think will help you out a lot. But first, I want to introduce you to an acronym. It's NAPACE. If you've never heard of it, it's okay. I literally just made it up. If you're Italian, you pronounce it NAPACE. What it stands for is not all paddles are created equal. And again, we're not going to get into technical specifications in this video. Maybe one in the future. This is just whether or not you should spend a little bit of money or a lot of money based on the 3 variables that we're about to talk about. I love variables. Like I said, there's 3 of them, and here they are. Number 1, what is your desired outcome with pickleball? Like, why are you even playing it? Number 2 is your budget. How much cash you got? How much are you willing to spend? Or 3, is your significant other gonna kill you because you found out what NAPACE is, and now you're about to spend a bunch of money on pickleball paddles? And believe me, if you play this sport long enough, there's a high probability you're gonna fall in love, and there's an even higher probability that you're gonna spend some cash. I just hope it's with us. So now that you know the 3 variables, let's break down all players into 3 groups: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. I'm gonna start with beginner. If that's not you, just scrub forward a little bit. If you're a beginner, you have to ask yourself why you're playing this game. Maybe it was Mary Beth at the water cooler telling you how much fun it is, and we have cocktails afterwards, and there's super cute little skirts. Or maybe it was Bill at the gym telling you it's great cardio and he knows how much you hate running on a treadmill. Regardless of your reason for starting the sport, you just have to think about budget. And you also have to ask yourself how committed you're gonna be to playing. So back to Mary Beth at the water cooler. If she's only playing 1 or 2 days a week and you know you're not gonna play with anyone but her, you probably should just get yourself a cheap paddle and go have some fun. Oh, and I recommend the drinks too. But let's say you know your workout partner pretty well and he's pretty competitive. You might not want to start with a beginner paddle, especially if you're athletic and you've got some previous racket sports experience. In that case, you might want to step yourself up to something with a little bit of a thicker diameter. Maybe spend a little bit more money. If budget's not a concern and you're that guy, I'd go all in. So really, when it comes to beginners, you just have to ask yourself how serious are you gonna be, what your athleticism is, how far you think you're gonna take the game, why you're playing it, and ultimately what your budget is. Oh, and back to the 3rd thing, if your wife or your girlfriend or your husband or your boyfriend is gonna absolutely kill you for spending $200 on a pickleball paddle, you might wanna consider leaving them. Or convince them to get involved and buy a couple paddles. Did I really just suggest that they should leave their significant other? Don't forget what you want out of the game, what your budget is, and NAPACE. Just always remember, there's a bigger, badder paddle. You'll find it when you're ready. And now, the intermediate and advanced levels are gonna go a little bit faster. We're gonna cruise through these. Let's talk about intermediate players. So if you're an intermediate player and you've been playing with a T700 carbon fiber paddle that has graphics much like this, your next step up would be go to raw carbon fiber paddle, and that would get you a lot more spin and a little bit of increased power, possibly. But you're really gonna notice the spin. Again, you gotta ask yourself, do I have the budget for that? If the answer is yes, a raw carbon fiber sandwich paddle will probably run you somewhere between $90 and $110. And it's a good upgrade from something in the $80 to $90 range. Now, if you're an intermediate player and you wanna be a baller, you should start going Thermoformed. Again, I promised I wouldn't get into that with this video. If you want to learn more about it, check the link in the description on this video and you can learn more. To wrap up intermediate play, this is when upgrading your paddle really can help your game. You've got the fundamentals, you've got your ground strokes together, you're great at dinking, you've figured out your serve, you know the score. Maybe. You know the rules. You've got the game down. Level up if you have the budget. Just remember, ne passe. For the advanced players that are still watching this video, there's probably like 3 of you. I don't think I need to tell you what's going on. In fact, most of you are playing probably a thermoformed raw carbon fiber paddle. If you're an advanced player and you didn't know what raw carbon fiber is and you didn't know what thermoforming is, bro, you gotta get yourself one of these paddles. You will absolutely up your game. Again though, make sure you consider budget and make sure you try to keep your significant other happy, believe me. Anyway, that takes care of the 3 different classes of players and how much you should spend on a pickleball paddle. The last thing I wanna cover, if you haven't figured it out already, is that at Bread and Butter Pickleball, we have a paddle for everyone. From a newbie to an intermediate player to the go fast advanced model. We have something for everyone. And our goal with our brand is to bring new people into the sport, encourage them to play, make friends, get better, and grow the game. And to that point, that's why we've made a paddle for everyone. And the last thing I'm gonna do is talk about a product drop next week. I'm not gonna give you too much information on what we're dropping, but it rhymes with schmaddle per pacer. If you're a beginner player, you probably can't figure that out. But if you're an intermediate or advanced player, especially if you're playing with a carbon fiber paddle, you probably know what's coming. So that's it for this week, guys. Please like and subscribe. And if you have a friend that you think this video could help, fire it over to them. Until next time, I'm Doug with B&B Pickleball. Peace.
I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands.